16-year-old boy is behind bars for allegedly shooting a 15-year-old girl to death. At around 2:30 p.m. on the 28th of October, the authorities received a report of a suspicious car in the 3700 block of West 22nd Place in Cleveland, Ohio. The authorities received information indicating that a car was parked in the field with its engine running and its windscreen wipers were left on. When officers arrived at the scene, they found a 15-year-old girl dead inside who died from gunshot wounds. The Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office identified the victim as 15-year-old Jaden Renters. Jaden's family said she was reported missing on the 19th of October prior to her death. The last time they saw her was when she told them that she was catching a bus for school that day. Upon further investigation, the authorities arrested a 16-year-old boy in connection to the shooting. The authorities have not released the boy's name or the events leading up to Jaden's death. Julie Smith, the girl's grandmother, said on a GoFundMe page for Jaden's funeral expenses that Jaden's boyfriend has been arrested. She said she didn't have the whole story yet, but police can't compromise the case. But other juveniles were apparently involved as well, she said. Autumn Smith, Jaden's aunt, also said on the GoFundMe page that they got news that Jaden had run away, and then they got news that she had been murdered. We don't know the full circumstances of her running away, but it was unlike her to be gone for this long. It was unlike her to turn off her location, and it was unlike her to have lost her phone and not send any messages to us. The only contact we had was from a call of an unknown number telling us not to worry, and gossip of a friend saying she would come back if we took the flyers down. This all seemed off to us, and my sister told the detectives, and did a due diligence searching every day, still sharing the flyer on Instagram, and keeping an eye out for every clue. We don't know if she ran away by choice, or if she's been forced to stay with this group of boys, one of whom sexually assaulted her last year, and has a known record of violence, assault and bounties. I just can't make sense of this situation and running away with this boy, and we knew there was more to this situation, and then we found out she was murdered by these same boys. One kid has already turned himself in related to the murder, and we're hoping he can lead to other people getting arrested as well. There's another boy found shot down the street around the same time, and we think the two murders are related, since the kids that know them say he's been hanging around with themselves. We have a strong hunch as to why this is happening, and who did it, and we want to give Jaden the justice she deserves. Jaden's mother, Yaz Torres, said, "They took my daughter in a field and murdered her. The absolute worst possible outcome occurred, and I'll never see my baby smile again," she said. 44-year-old Raleigh, North Carolina resident Charles Jonathan Cox is behind bars after being charged with first-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. The authorities said that Charles allegedly asked a 14-year-old girl to take photos of herself in her underwear and send them to him. He's also accused of asking the underage girl to perform a sexual act on camera. Charles was arrested on the 26th of October. He's held at the Wake County Jail with his bond set at $200,000. He's scheduled to appear in court on the 17th of November. At least one person's dead and another 8 injured during a shooting in Tallahassee, Florida over the weekend. The incident occurred just before midnight on the 29th of October, when numerous people within crowds began shooting at Halftime Liquor Store and Los Compadres restaurant on West Pensacola Street, as police were conducting crowd control at multiple locations. Officers who heard gunfire found a man outside a liquor store who had been struck by bullets. He was rendered A but succumbed to his injuries at the scene. Police observed a gunman shooting into large crowds before running towards the McDonald's. 2 officers chased after him and ordered him to drop his weapon. The man was then shot by police to stop further threats and prevent anyone else in the crowds from being injured. The man had non-life-threatening injuries and was taken into custody. At least 8 other individuals sustained injuries, ranging from minor to serious, police said. The ages and identities of the victims have not yet been released. The authorities have announced that 3 suspects are in custody, adding further arrests have not been ruled out, and the incident remains under investigation. 62-year-old Deborah Sue Bond of Summerlin Key, Florida, is behind bars after driving under the influence and hitting 2 cars along US Highway 1 and leaving the scene after both crashes. At 4 p.m. on the 27th of October, a woman called 911 after a Lexus SUV tried to pass a vehicle on the right and left before rear-ending the victim's vehicle near the 21.5-mile marker in the Keys. A short time later, another rear-end hit-and-run was reported near the 17-mile marker. The victim also described a Lexus SUV as the suspect's vehicle. Deputies eventually stopped Deborah near the 10-mile marker. Her driver's license was permanently revoked after 4 previous DUIs, including a DUI that caused injury and property damage. Deborah is charged with DUI, hit and run, careless driving, failure to report a crash, driving with a revoked driver's license, and multiple other infractions. She's headed to the Monroe County Jail on a $175,000 bond.